Hey, what's up? This is Miss Cosmo.
Yo, check it out though.
Yeah.
Now you're on the Now or Never remix. Okay, it's a bunch of ladies also.
Yeah.
But like initially you said, yo, you want to be in a place where you can shine.
Yeah.
So what makes you go, okay, I'm going to jump on this? Because it's still not like one
Exactly.
or two people, you know? So
Nah,
I'm
don't
just-
get me wrong. It took some convincing.
I called her
Nani
like
had
4
to
times.
call me because, like I said, like the first time I got the first call for the first remix with the guys, I was like, nah, because at the end of the day, I'm always gonna be labeled as female rapper, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna call me for a track, call me for a proper track where I can properly represent just as a rapper.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I properly rejected it. And a lot of people ask me why, and I was like, I have my reasons. As much as people are trying to sell me this whole idea of like, no, but you're gonna be the only girl on the track. I don't want to be the only girl on the track. You can't sell me that idea.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And so when Nani called me, I was like, Cosmo, I just said no to this one. You know what I mean? But then also at the end of the day, it was Women's Month,
Yeah.
and she told me it was an opportunity to represent and to really talk about the struggles, to really talk about, like, for example, the reasons why I didn't even want to do the other remix. And I also knew as well, people were going to be like, Rouge is scared.
Yeah.
And I'm never scared to step up to a challenge. That is the reason why I rejected the first one. Because I'm like, you're going to call me for the hardest stuff. Don't give it to me easy, because I don't want it easy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I respect that.
thank you.
You got no reason to be scared though. But like, you one of the rappers that in my head I always go, yo, ain't no distinction between male and female.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I
You've
mean?
always been
There's-
showing
you
love
know-
since day one, so I have nothing but respect for you.
I'm not a hater. Super. Super. Yo, let me holler at Super, yeah.
Time, girl.
Yo, it's been a minute, yo. You been in 8, yo. Firstly, y'all gotta respect Super, okay?
Now we respect her.
Super been in the game.
No,
Super
yeah.
been in the game. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Straight
And she been in the game for so long to a point where she was in the game before like hip hop was even big.
Yeah.
And secondly, while hip hop wasn't even big, she was probably the most noticeable name around the time. I mean, then she grew up like all of us. And she literally took a break. And then she comes back. If you can't respect that, that's love. I mean,
Yeah.
that's love for the game. So firstly, Super, it's good seeing you with the youngins doing the damn
you.
thing.
I
On
say
your
that.
taking a leave, you
You
know, on some,
know.
yeah, they on holiday, you're taking leaves and stuff. You know what I mean? Yo, first, but what keeps calling you back to the game though? You know, you don't need to be here. You could be at home or at work. I don't know. You don't have to be there. What keeps calling you back?
I don't know, like I think I've always, like hip hop has been my life since I was 13, and that was like, what, 1997?
Yeah, yeah.
So like I've
was
been
1
rapping
years
all my life. So even if I had to stop, I wouldn't stop writing. I'd just stop like doing it publicly.
Yeah.
So I think even like this opportunity, I was telling my cousin, I'm like, damn, like sometimes I say I'm quitting this rap shit, like I'm done. And then somebody says, hi Super, can you? And then I'm like, ah man. Okay, cool. Okay, let's write another verse.
Yeah.
So I think I can't leave it. I really
Yeah.
think it's just in my blood. And if anything, I think then God is saying, okay, you've done what you needed to do. Everything's done now. Now it's time maybe to get back and like focus on what you really want, because He keeps putting me back. I've tried to quit. And every time somebody thinks, especially Women's Month, they're my favorite month.
Yeah.
Then I got radio interviews. I'm like the most popular person, and then, you know, so yeah, I don't know what makes me come back, but I think it's just because I love
Talent,
hip-hop.
girl.
Yeah.
I
Good,
just
it's
love
good, it's
hip-hop.
good to see you. It's good to see you. Patty,
Thank you.
Patty. What's up? Firstly, yo, for me, I ain't even gonna play games, man. You been dropping some joints. Yo, you be no heat. You dropping hits. Yeah, I mean.
And the album isn't even out.
Yo, no, I mean, look, I just heard like obviously the previous one that you did with the collabo, and I think there's another one that you dropped. And you know, I listen to music. You dropping joints. Firstly, when you're in the studio, right, and you're working, and it's key. I'm saying this not for females. I'm saying you're dropping joints that a lot of even niggas can learn to drop joints from the stuff that you're doing. You know what I mean? Who's sitting there in the studio with you to literally put all them joints together? You know, I mean, like, do you have a team?
Whoever's there depends on who I'm working with, like what producer I'm working with.
Mm.
That's what it will be. Let me just flip the record.
Yeah. Well, you've answered it, but you've answered it. It sounded deep, but you answered it like it's not deep. You just said, oh, okay.
Deep, it's it isn't though. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's cool. No, it's not deep. It's not deep. But you know, I'm really interested. We're all in the studio together at the same time, or are you sharing?
Just me and
I just
Meg
said
okay.
I met
Makes
Clara for the first time today. So a lot of the people who I'm gonna meet miscellaneous for the first time when we get to our next interview. So a lot of the girls either sent their stuff, and some of the girls actually came into studio.
Oh,
So my thing is,
So the other girls came into the studio and we basically like mashed it up and we put it on the beat.
okay, I want to. You see, I know y'all guys are, rush because you know a man is making y'all late because that's our problem.
Yeah.
You know,
As
sorry. You know, but I just want to ask though. You know, on the real.
I love you. We're having a moment right now. Sorry.
Yeah, Meg, I just took out the mouth there. It's like ass fucking
You
with
guys.
more.
Okay, well, anyway, you know what? Keep it between the two of you guys. Get a room. So the question, what I want to ask though is that I'm really interested, just generally. We in this game. This game is growing. You know, I'm seeing a lot of guys. They ain't been money like it's been like in the past 2-3 years. You know, it's really like growing. As ladies in the game, who literally like want to be seen as players in the game, not just ladies in the game. What are the issues? I mean, if you guys, what's the common thing that if each one of you call each other, you always go, this is the issue?
Can I say something very passionately, please?
Oh,
Passionately.
you see what I mean? Right? Yeah.
Radio fucking stations. For me, my problem is radio stations. I'm hoping now with this whole 90-10% thing, you know, things will open up a bit more, you know.
it's a true story. No, it's a true story. I've got evidence. Okay, cool.
Answer.
Look at girls, organize.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, people, before they even see your stuff on the telly, a lot of people still hear it on the airwaves, you know, which explains, you know, my emergence, because a lot of people know me from a certain radio station that I won't drop, you know, name drop. And I feel like if more, you know, more people's stuff, well, quality stuff, let's start there, it needs to be quality music, gets out and it gets played a bit more, then you know, you get people who will now be more you know, prone to giving you sponsorships for, let's say, if you don't have money to a video or this or that, because they look at that stuff. They look at, okay, who are you, where are you on a chart, are you this or that, before they can even start to aid you. Because what hampers a lot of artists is the fact that, you know, there's no finance to go the next step, you know, which is to grow further, shoot a video, do that, get a manager, you know. And it starts, for me personally, it starts with the radio stations.
Excuse me, Miss Cosmo, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. You wanted to speak first.
So, I think it comes down to the fans and the people on social media. Listen, yo, these females are not competing against each other. Can we get this clarified? Please. On the track, stop tweeting, oh, she killed her and she killed... I killed nobody and nobody killed me. We're on that track to uplift each other, and that's just the way it goes. So please, see it, for real. Please stop allocating people into certain categories and saying that we're competing. None of the men are competing against us, and we're not competing against them. This is our lifestyle, and this is how we're gonna live it. So please stop that, man.
Alright, respect that.
Anyone want to say anything?
Bringing that up as well, like I think I like this track happening here, but obviously we girls, some girls don't like other girls and stuff, and we have flicks and like, you know. But I think the one thing we should try to push for, which we struggled with back then, because the media pits you against a certain person, and then you live that. Like, I'll make an example. Me and Tabi were apparently like nemesis or whatever, and then it's like, then me and Tabi start hanging out in like our 30s, and we're like, dog, like, did we hate each other? Not really, eh? Anyways, for another class. So what I'm saying is, like, even for you guys, like, growing in this game right now, try not to feed off what the media says about so and so, or how you should be hating each other, and just do your own thing. Like, that's all I ask for you. But if you guys can do that, if you can do tracks like this all the time, then we can show the boys that, you know what, actually there's no problem. Not all the boys are good guys. Sometimes you have one dope guy and then the rest just linger on, and it's fine. We can do that too. We're not allowed to make mistakes, but I say, fuck it, guys. Just peace. Love each other.
Spoken like an OJ.
I just want to say,
Of course.
I don't know. For me, it isn't anymore. I can't even give the whole argument about not bashing what you said, but the whole radio idea, because the fact is, like majority of all of us, I'm also an independent artist, and I think just as a rapper in general, there's this thing of, can we be played on radio? Can people listen to what we're saying? Can people vibe with us? And and as rappers, it's all about the hustle. I honestly think it's something that you have to go through. You have to go through that grind. You have to go through the no's in order for us to last in this industry. That's how I know for myself. Like, Lord knows how long I was pushing. I was pushing for a really long time, and I'm still pushing. But I know at the end of the day, like you said, don't sleep on your fans. Do not sleep on social media, because at the end of the day, the music will sell you. Not even the brands. Forget the labels. Forget the sponsors, because the sponsors listens to the people. That's how we all got into this track in the first place. Cosmo couldn't choose these people by herself. The people had to choose who they wanted to listen to. So I don't think we should forget that at the end of the day, it is the supporters. For me, it's my day ones, the ones who listen to the track, the people don't even know now, that got me to the point that I am now. So I can't even blame radio, because radio will play my stuff regardless if they want to or not. The people will request it.
People need to know how much power they have.
Yeah.
Yo, you want to say something, Patty? Because you seem like you ready to fight some answers here.
She's listening.
I'm listening. I'm taking it in.
Wow, I don't believe you're taking it in, So check it out, though. I just want to give, this is what I want to say. We are in a unique time in our lives today, right? Media is no more owned by anybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
Media is not. I mean, I was listening to this Noriega interview, and they said for the first time, media is owned by the artists. It's what the artists do. And I wanted to speak to the young guys who are coming in, the guys, all the new cats that are coming in, because I've been seeing how things go. So I say one of us needs to tell the guys that this is how things go. It's not that deep. So I'm gonna give you guys some advice right now.
As an OG.
Straight up. That's a youngin' ad-lib, by the way.
Whatever.
Yeah. So right now y'all have met each other. Y'all probably different. There's different opinions. It's life. Different opinions are things of life. Yeah, I mean, you can't hate people because they see things differently. You know what I mean? And everybody raised differently. So my thing is that the power is in your hands. Okay, you got a platform like ours, you got what we do, you got Miss Cosmo. But the key thing is that if you post something, because I'm following Rouge, take for instance on Twitter, Instagram. If Rouge tweets your stuff, if you tweet her stuff, if each one of you guys always literally goes, oh, I'm about to drop a stuff, and everybody shares. That literally changes. That's what happened for. I'll tell you how when hip hop, when guys were coming up. This is what Cash Time was doing. Remember, now the money really started popping 2 years ago, right? So things change when there's money. This is what Cash Time was doing. This is what Family Tree was doing with Casper, with no, it wasn't Family Tree then. It was Family Tree, Major League, Ricky, all of them, right? This is what Boys and Bucks were doing. Everybody was coming together, and you find a guy like LT who's not part of any crew, but he'll probably repost everything, whether it's Ricky, whether it's whatever. So that's what made the hip hop game strong.
Amen.
Not radio, not television. So right now guys are making money and they're not doing it as they used to do it, and that's why the game is what's going on, because it's now we've given the power to the radio. We're waiting for TV to break us.
Labels.
I'm calling cats to break stuff online, and TV and radio is a priority. Not to say it's a competitive thing, but the truth of the matter is that you drop your song on radio Now Never dropped yesterday, and you know what happened for the people who never saw it? They saw it trending. And when they see trending, they're like, where is it? And now, let's say now your priority is radio. Radio's only going to play you during the time that they feel is fit. But if you playing on digital, drop Now Never, and I love what Fresh is doing because he's breaking the songs. This thing is trending. As that thing breaks, people see the trend, then they're looking for it online. If you guys are sharing your own stuff, not even the Now and Never song, your own song, that means that I don't know how many followers each one of you have, but I'm sure it's over 600,000 to 1 million followers if we put each other together. Now, if you guys have shared that stuff, and then other people who are also going to buy Skelling, do you understand the power of that? do you understand? I also see that, and I post it. I also kind of, and that's how I got to hear a lot of guys. It's through people that are sharing and sharing.
Yeah.
So never ever, radio, TV, they don't have the power they used to have. It's just the perception.
And just to add to that, and I say this hoping I still have a job. And I say this with the confidence that what he's saying is true, because if everything is shared and people actually get the music out there and digitally it's trending and people want the music, radio doesn't have a choice but to play.
Exactly.
You're basically saying we can do this without you. It's either you jump on the bus or you don't. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So at some point in the game, if radio's been saying no, I can say this confidently as well. Kara Kara was probably one of the biggest songs that we've seen in hip hop. It was probably only played by radio maybe say 3-4 months after it dropped. Do you know what I mean? It was forced to jump onto radio purely because it became such a sensation. Do you know what I mean? So don't depend on it. At the end of the day, the support starts here and then we take it forward.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Praise, man.
On that point as well, like, because we noticed the trend in South Africa, I think one thing we should also keep in mind is that our industry, our hip-hop industry in particular, we're like in the 90s age of
Hip-hop in America.
Hip-hop in America. You know what I mean? We're still, and it's crazy that the styles and the eras are like different, you know what I mean? But it's still the same, that's the same idea, you know what I mean? And what's happening right now as well, the fact that we're all here together in the same space on the same song, and it's never happened before. I don't know, has it?
It has happened. I've got 3 chicks on my track.
Okay,
Sky
guys,
one
okay,
with
it's
Yuba.
happening
Thank
again
you.
then.
Front to my girl.
It's happening again.
Pissing the boys off. It has happened. 4 chicks.
Yeah, and
He's got 2 girls there.
yeah, like it's a powerful thing. I think it's powerful. Yeah, exactly.
But like I get what
No,
you're
no,
saying
yeah.
though. Let's just say that we making this an event though.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
You know what I mean? And like I said, super when y'all guys were doing it, hip hop wasn't even considered. They were still looking at men. They were still looking at what Squatter Camp doing, what so and so is doing. But at this point in time, we're making an event. You guys have got lined up interviews. Y'all were trending yesterday. You know what I mean? So right now it's really about, and that's why I appreciate what you did right after you stepped out the Vuzu house. You could have literally just sat there and been like, alright, Joe, I lost.
Exactly.
You never lost in life. That's one season.
There was a hustle before the hustle. The hustle
Yeah.
continued.
And
Exactly.
no, in fact, that wasn't even that. That was just your journey. So y'all, if you had to stop like then, if you had literally stopped, then like it's like you were chasing fame. You know what I mean? So at all the times, you got to look at everything and go, yo, this has catapulted me here. So what's the next step? Alright, ladies.
Clarity was
Who
still
else?
talking, guys.
Oh
bad,
yeah,
Clarity.
the topic changed. What was I talking about again?
Clarity, leave that lead alone.
Yeah, but hey, what did you just say?
No,
I'm joking. I
It
said-
doesn't matter. Don't
Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is we're together, and I just think it's crazy that last year this time you wouldn't have imagined this happening, you know what I mean? And it just took a process. It's a time thing. That's why I believe that everything happens for a reason. I'm a believer in that. So I just feel like, fine, the spotlight, everybody can get to shine. You know what I mean? A spotlight can be adjusted, right? You know what I mean? Because,
Like
and it should be like that. You know what I mean? People shouldn't be like, okay, now it's your turn. Why can't we all do it like
We're going
we're
to.
all gonna? You know what I mean? Then that's what this is about. You know what I mean?
Whoever's willing to do it will do it. And
Yeah.
go against us to have the balls.
Can I
You know
also
what I mean?
just
Yeah.
just to close it off? Thank you so much, girls. Number 1 for jumping on. Number 2, I really appreciate the effort and the time you've put into this, because a lot of the girls, as they were saying, everyone's still on a hustle, everyone's on the come up, so money doesn't come easy. The fact that they could make the time and the energy and some people aren't at work, other people come from other cities, other people have responsibilities at home. Miscellaneous isn't here at the moment, but I know she's had to leave her kids at home to make sure that she's here. Her kids are in Cape Town. You know what I mean? Like things like that are sacrifices. So I really appreciate the effort and the time that's been put into the song, and the fact that you did it so quickly, because I literally sent an email. By the next day, I was getting verses. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Try chasing a rapper like a male to try and get into studio. Anyway, it's not about that. I'm not bashing anyone. All I can say is the niggas is shook.
Yo, in closing though, I just want to say this. Next steps, guys. Next steps. the movement now. It's now and it don't stop and now never. Y'all know each other now. Y'all exchange phone numbers now. Whenever someone is about to drop a song, never go, she gonna think. Let everybody know. Have a group chat. I'm dropping my joint with whatever the links. Send that thing out. Everybody must share it, because that's the only way the game is going to grow. And that's the only way, we're going to have I don't want to use this as an example of like a Nicki Minaj, but we're going to, women are literally equally going to be making the same money as the men are in this country. That's the only way.
As it
should be. But the only, and you know how it's going, whether you say anything about the gents, when the time was necessary, they got together.
They supported each other.
And you guys haven't done that yet. This is the beginning of it. It's never, never. Okay, I'm corny.
No matter force, we go straight to the fact.